Hi, and welcome to week 12 of the I Formation. I'm Jeff Gibbons.
And I'm not.
I gotta go fucking bowling. Here's our entrance. Hi, and welcome to week 12 of the I Formation. I'm Jeff Gibbons.
And I'm John Moist.
And, well, geez, we had a good week last week, actually.
Yeah.
Was it?
21 and 7 combined.
Yeah, so you were 11 and 3, huh? I was 10 and 4. Yeah, and that Tampa Bay pick did me in.
Okay.
Yeah, just one we different on last week. But hey, that was pretty good progress. So we'll up along the top of the heap. We're going to run through these games really quickly. 16 games on tap this week, and of course our friends of the South celebrating their Thanksgiving, and of course that means a full day of football tomorrow. And I was reminded one of the most wonderful times of the year by Graham Anthony today. So we're going to shoot today and get this up and running so that you hear exactly what we're picking for each team. 3 games tomorrow, starting with
The Vikings are in Detroit to face the Lions, and that is a battle for first place in the NFC North.
2 teams at 6 and 4, aren't they?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
so
are, yeah.
interesting, no surprising Detroit Lions. Well, you know, people have sort of wondered what had happened with the Green Bay Packers, but these 2 teams are going to be duking it out, I think. I think Green Bay's fading off to the sunset. I don't think they put it together. I don't think they're going to put it together. I think it's going to be one of these 2 teams that gets in and just won.
And I've read the stat today that it's the last 4, or I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5 straight games that Detroit has been down in the fourth quarter and come back to win the game.
Kind of liking that. Another buddy of mine up in Miami named Tannehill is getting a bit of a reputation for that too. Yeah. But sticking with this game, turkey legs on the line here in John Madden form. And here's a really cool thing, folks. You're going to find that 16 games this week, and me and him have matched on every one of these games. Kid you not, can't make this stuff up. So we're both picking Detroit to win at home.
Yep.
Okay. Next.
On we go. And that will be Washington in Dallas to play the Cowboys. The red hot Cowboys, who have now won a franchise record 9 straight games behind Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. And certainly with a storied franchise like that, that's certainly a big record to get. And
Tony Romo humbled to the dressed backup quarterback role, and, you know, not overly happy about that.
Have you heard the latest on Romo?
No.
Earlier the week, Romo talked about negotiating with the Broncos.
Oh, yes, that I had heard. I thought this was, you're going to throw something else at me.
No.
Well, I'm hearing lots of rumors too, but let's wait and see. Do the Broncos really want him? Well, I mean, they took Manning.
1 year, maybe.
Well, we'll see what happens. I think this is, Washington, as good as a team as they've been this year, in contention in that division, or maybe a potential wildcard spot, I don't think they've got enough to beat the Cowboys at home. I don't think this is close, to be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Cowboys to win this one as well. I think that maybe it will be close versus divisional rival, and Cousins has been playing really well.
At home. Yeah. I'm going to say 10. I'm going to say 10 points.
Okay.
It's all good. Next, and the final game on Thanksgiving Thursday
is Pittsburgh going into Indianapolis to visit the Colts, who are out of luck.
Or just totally out of luck. Yeah. Couldn't wait to say that, could you? What's the guy's name up there now?
Scott Toljan.
Scott Toljan, yes. Yeah, I told you so.
We've heard that name before.
Yeah, we have.
Places like Green Bay.
Yes.
He's done some good work.
Tolzien, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Toljan horse. the things go on. Anyway, still not going to happen.
The Toljan Colt.
The Toljan Colt, yeah. Well, the Toljan horse. That's where I was going with that.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for helping me along there.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Long day.
Yeah, well, it's going to get longer now. We both agree that Pittsburgh, Le'Veon Bell and company, are going to go in there and
take him apart.
See a man about a horse. It's all good. Yeah, I'm saying 14 points.
I say 14 points as well. And I like Ben Roethlisberger to have a nice big bounce back here and do some work. And Pittsburgh's defense played well last week too.
Yeah.
Had 6 sacks, I believe.
Yeah.
So things are starting to come together for them. I see them winning that division.
Headless horse there, buddy, I tell you. Okay, so let's move into the Sunday games now. Next.
Next, we have the Tennessee Titans in Chicago to play the Bears. Without Cutler.
Without Cutler, with his torn labrum, out for the season, and they've been pretty hit or miss all year anyway. They've come up with a couple of decent efforts, but they're going to tank.
Yeah, I really think that Cutler is finished with the Bears.
And I got to tell you, what about this Marcus Mariota?
He has been having one heck of a season. Definitely a franchise player there for Tennessee and bright future.
Yeah, and of course the running game doesn't hurt down there either.
No, that's for sure.
You know, DeMarco Murray. I think this is also a laugher. I'm going to say that this could be 14 points plus.
I'm going to go with a touchdown.
All right.
Leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay, now we have the Jags in Buffalo to play the Bills.
The Bills just aren't going away either. While LaShawn McCoy is injured, banged up, we'll say. I don't know if he's playing or not. I don't know if he's game time or he's out this week or not. I'm not sure. But there is rumblings that Sammy Watkins is coming back.
Okay.
So, you know, I think that Buffalo has enough here to hold court against that Jaguars team. I don't think it's going to be a big effort for them, actually. As long as they don't go past the Jaguars, they'll beat the Jaguars.
For now, Buffalo is still in that mix there. They're not completely out of things, so still well in the mix, and we'll play big and win this one by a touchdown.
Absolutely. Next.
Next, we have Cincinnati and Baltimore to play the Ravens. And this one is without A.J. Green, who has gone down for the season. And Cincinnati has beaten the Ravens, I think, the last 5 times they've met, but
not going to happen.
Not this time.
Not going to happen. That's right. Watch for the
defense.
That's where I am on this. I don't think that they're going to have a hard time with Cincinnati from an offensive standpoint. I think the Ravens will handle them.
Yeah, I would give Cincinnati a chance there if they had Green. They had that deep threat and everything, but they got Bernard out now too, and you know that's going to hurt there. They're not going to be able to spread the field out as much. Baltimore's defense should handle them.
Baltimore staying close to the heels of the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. So watch for that to be a developing
that's going to be quite the battle going down.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we have Arizona going into Atlanta, face the Falcons.
And how many starts we've had a home team win here?
8.
8 is
the last 8 times these two teams have faced each other. A home team has come away victorious.
And Arizona hasn't impressed me.
Defensively, they've been all right.
Yeah, but it's always been the problem. The Achilles heel there is scoring points.
Yeah.
You know, if they're not scoring the points directly off turnovers, they're not able to convert in the red zone, and I think that that's going to be a problem against this team. You know, so it's it's Matty Ice at home, in the dome.
Yeah. I get a few. Hopefully, we get a few yards on the ground for my fantasy team out of David Johnson.
There's a little bit of.
But Atlanta, everybody expects Atlanta to fold at some point. I'm not sure that's going to happen this season. They get Tevin Coleman back this week too.
Yeah. Ask Tony Gonzalez about that. But we'll just say that I think it's going to be the Falcons are going to win at home. That's where we are. Yeah.
Falcons should win.
And it should be a good game to watch, actually. I would think. But what do you think? 7 points?
Yeah. 9 to 7.
You know, that whole thing there, I said, Matty at home in the dome. It's a little bit of rhyme going on there.
Second best quarterback in the NFL this year.
He is. He's put some big numbers up there, no doubt. Next
we have the Giants and the Cleveland Browns.
The poor, hapless Cleveland Browns fans. It just gets worse for them. One shit sandwich after another. And I think this is going to be another one from the G-Men. This is not the week that they upset everybody and come up with that big upset. I think the G-Men hold court on these guys, and they hold them, they finish it.
G-Men are in the mix right now, looking good to make the playoffs in the NFC. And I got to mention this fellow, Landon Collins, who has now gone 4 consecutive games with interception. He has 5 picks in the last 4 games. He's
in the mix for our defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
well, I mean, when you think about Kuechly
Kuechly
is going to lose. He's going to miss time this year, right, with the concussion protocol. And you've got J.J. Watt out of the mix, you know.
Yeah.
He's running the horizon there. I mean, these are big numbers. When you know 4 interceptions or 4 straight games with interceptions, it's pretty impressive in any league, much less the NFL. So, yeah, a kid to watch for sure, right?
Giants over the Browns in a big way.
Yes, absolutely.
Now we have the Los Angeles Rams, not the St. Louis Rams, but the Los Angeles Rams, in to face the New Orleans Saints.
I was watching like the fantasy line on Breeze here, and I've actually my backup quarterback in one league is Tyrod Taylor against Breeze, and they actually have Taylor up for more points than Breeze this week. I don't see it like that. I don't think he's going to have trouble with that LA Rams defense. I think he's going to be able to play his game, and I think that the Saints win here.
Okay, I think that the Saints are going to win here as well. Rams do have a great defense, have no offense. Defense is going to get tired before long.
We have seen some decent defensive play from the Saints over the last few weeks.
The Saints have been coming along defensively for sure, yes, and they should have enough here for sure to shut down the Rams' offense, which is not much of it. And I see this as a 10-point game. I really do.
Short of a Radio City miracle, Fisher Holland with the whole bag. I don't see anything else. I figure this is this goes exactly the way we see it.
Yeah.
Next
we have the Finns against the 49ers.
I know I called that game to possibly be close. I had a bad feeling. Maybe it was for this week, but I think Miami is going to have no trouble at all. Apparently, Laramie Tunsil's shoulder is not a serious issue, so he's going to be in the
They need to
mix.
start putting up more offense, so they haven't put a lot of yards on the board in these last few weeks. Last week, I think they only had 240 yards, but as we all know, there's only one stat that matters.
And that's the score.
Yeah.
And you know what? So many people out there saying they had no business beating the Rams. Well, they did. At the end of the day, they scored more points, didn't they? And that's what determines the winner in this league. 14-10 was a good finish, and we're back to that whole cowboy lifestyle of Tannehill, who has played better ball, the best ball he's played in the 4.5 seasons he's played now in Miami. Like, fourth quarter returns and finishes and comebacks. So he's starting to show his might out there. And the offensive line has been a little bit better to him now over this past few games. And, Miami now has had won 5 straight, which is something they haven't done in over 8 years. So, we're just building on the positives. And they're 1 game out now of a playoff spot. So, they have to take these games one at a time. They can't start looking past, like I said before. So they're playing the San Francisco 49ers, who have 1 win this year. And we don't want them to get their 2nd win in Miami. So they're in Miami, they're stoked, they're in a playoff hunt. I would love to see this entire AFC East go down to that January 1st game where they host the Patriots. And it could very well be for all the marbles or at least a playoff spot, which is something that hasn't happened in the AFC East in a long while. So looking forward to what unfolds in with the schedule difficulty being a little bit better for the Miami Dolphins than other teams that they're vying with. So, yeah, I'm saying they are going to get the points at home, and they're going to have a good show. It's a clinic. Tannehill wins this by a touchdown.
I agree.
24-17, Finns.
I like it. And next we have the Seahawks. And they're in Tampa Bay to play the Bucks.
The Bucks have been impressive of late.
They have been.
Beat the Chiefs last week. And I still think that I think they can win. I think.
Seattle.
Yes, Seattle. Despite the good play of Tampa Bay, Seattle has got a lot to have to hold down.
Yeah.
Everything is starting to click.
Very
Rawls is
complete
back.
team there.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, they're on both sides of the ball. They're playing well, and they're peaking at the right time. But this is what this team does. They remind me of the championship team that came out from the Giants. That sort of snuck into went the long way and won and beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
It's that kind of team, and they've done it year after year. They've had trouble offensively the first few games of the season. I keep saying this, and then now all of a sudden, their game comes together. And they've been and the likes of Bobby Wagner and Cam Chancellor. Oh my, the list goes on. Just defensively, they're tearing people apart these days. So yeah, I figure that it's not enough for Tampa Bay, and I think Seattle wins.
Long day for Jameis Winston in this one.
Absolutely.
Next, we have the Patriots in New York to face the Jets and whoever's throwing the ball for them.
Yes. Insert your own purple shirted crew member. Captain, I found something. Ah! Interception.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is Gronk back? Did I hear Gronkowski's back?
Really? I don't think.
I thought
Where
I
is
saw.
he?
I thought I saw something in the Fantasy Fools today, saying about having him scored the big points. I mean, you know, he's a good tight end. Maybe he's just scoring points even with a punctured lung from the sidelines. I don't know. You know, they're going to spot him 6 fantasy points. Maybe I dreamt that today, but regardless, they have enough firepower to play
With or without.
in Mexico City, in London. They're going to beat the Jets. The Jets have been terrible this year. Do I think that the Jets come up with a couple of surprises this week, maybe on defense or defensive or specialty teams?
Yeah.
Maybe they return a kick, maybe they get an interception or a pick six. But I think that this is going to be a 10-point game for sure. And Brady will be the master of the clock. He will handle this game and he will control this game, as he so often does. Wow, it almost sounds like I like the guy. But,
Patriots by 10. I like that call.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Broncos home to Kansas City.
The limping Chiefs.
Tough game last week, losing to the Bucks.
Well, you know what? The Bucks are that. They are a good team.
Yeah.
And Kansas City has been wavering, and they're slipping. They're the team that could allow the Miami Dolphins to get into the playoff picture. I think they are the one. Right now, they hold one of the playoff spots or one of the wild card spots.
Yeah.
All 3 of them in that division now. So you got the division leader and the two wild cards. But one of those teams are going to trip, and it may very well be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I like Denver here because well they're in Denver for starters, and Denver's a very strong team at home. And also now we have Derek Wolfe coming back into the equation, and Aqib Talib, who was hurting them when he was out of cornerback. He's coming back in now as well. So the Broncos defense coming back to full force here now. Should be able to handle the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm picking Denver by 10 points.
Sounds good. Great call. Awesome.
And now, everybody's favorite pick. The Monday night game is the Green Bay Packers going into Philadelphia to take on the Eagles.
And boy, did we think this one through. And I mean, there was a lot to think about. I mean, we keep coming back to how many times we're going to go to the well on the Green Bay Packers and say, this is the week. Well, I don't think this is the week.
No, wasn't last week either. We both had the Redskins, and we're right about that.
Yeah.
It's just Green Bay still has that offense. Still doing well on offense. Aaron Rodgers still playing good ball. You got Randall Cobb out there. I mean, even this guy, Richard Rodgers, tight end's been playing well. Cook had a big game for him. Their offense is playing very well. Their defense is horrible. Now they've got a lot of injuries out there, and there's no one left to play, I don't think.
And I think the formula, the algorithm has been this year is like you get teams that wear them down defensively. They put points on the board. Rodgers is put in a position where he's got to come back and he makes mistakes. Yeah. And I think this is a team that's ripe for the picking, the Green Bay Packers. They're ripe for the picking. That's exactly what's going to happen with the defense that the Philadelphia Eagles have, plus their special teams. I see them getting points off turnovers this week against Rodgers. As the day goes on, it will get worse. It'll get worse for Rodgers.
Heard the big game at Jordan Matthews because the Packers corners have not been good whatsoever.
Watch a fourth quarter, the pass rush of the Philadelphia Eagles come up with a big turnover that'll salt this game away. They may be in it for 3 quarters, close, or a couple of scores, 10 points, and then Rodgers going to put the ball right into one of their bread baskets because of the pressure and because of the way they swarm. That's where I see it.
Eagles defense.
Yeah, and they smell it, right? It's like sharks around a bucket of chum.
Yeah, Eagles win on defense. Yes.
Yep, and I'm going to say it's going to be 14 points because they'll salt it away towards the end when Rodgers makes a mistake.
Okay.
And I'm going to RELAX all over that.
Yeah. Rodgers not the same as he was.
And I don't think it's Rodgers' fault as much as it's that whole offensive line. I think there's a lot going on there. Well, I mean, you know, with Eddie Lacy being out of the mix, Starks was out for so long, the running game has not been there to help him with play action. There's been a lot of factors, and, you know, they need to really seriously look at all those things.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so that's it. Wow. That's all of them, right?
Yeah.
16 games.
16 in agreement.
I don't know, I'm kind of scared about that.
That's the last time that happened.
I don't think it's ever happened. No, we had it happen one time before.
That was 14, though, because I remember.
Oh, yeah, we've never had 16.
No.
And, boy, I think we stunk it up that week, too, if I remember correctly. But I remember, that's it. Well, we want to hear what you think. So, post your picks for us. leave a message on our Facebook page, like our Facebook page, share our Facebook page. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, or you can send us an email at theiformation@gmail.com. We really want to hear from you, and we want to see what you think. So, yeah. So we want to wish everyone to our south, our neighbors to the south, a happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy the football, enjoy the festivities. I know we will, and certainly the Sunday games as well, and the Monday nighter. But also remember, respect the game. Please don't drink and drive. Is there anything else that you want to say?
Happy Thanksgiving to our neighbors to the south. Enjoy your three-legged turkeys.
Nice. All right. Well then, if there's nothing else, it's good night for me.
It's good night from him. Have fun.
Awesome. Fucking 16. I can't believe it. Oh look, I should have opened the lens cap. I'm just kidding.